Morning everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are on a patio and composite decking clean, and we're also going to be repointing the patio with sand and cement. I cleaned this lady's property last year, and I can't believe how green the patio's got already. It's an Indian sandstone patio, and we've literally cleaned it. I think it would have been about last April, last May, and it's completely green again. So again, we're just getting set up. I'll let you see what we're up against. We're going to do the sand and cement method to repoint it by hand, because the jointing compounds are all rubbish, man. They're a complete waste of money. They don't even last a year, most of them. So we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. So that's the patio. As you can see, we cleaned this all last year. So it's pretty bad. As you can see, believe it or not, that was beautiful last year when I cleaned it. Just shows you the kind of area that you live in. It's full of, and then this composite decking. Completely green. So it's going to be a good wee job. Sand and cement, I don't know if anybody's done it, but the kind of pointing with sand and cement is very taxing on the body. You're on your knees for quite a while, and it can be difficult. It can be very monotonous, but it's well worth it if you get it done that way, because it lasts for years and years, compared to these rubbish bloody jointing compounds that you brush in that don't last. You're lucky if they last a year before they start breaking. So they're definitely better investing in getting it done, and it's a lot more expensive to do the sand and cement kind of pointing, because of the labour involved and how long it takes. So we'll get set up, we'll get cleaning, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do for there. Okay. Yeah, so we've just washed the composite, just get the chemical on it there, and we're in the process of pulling out all this jointing compound from the patio. It's, as you can see, look how brittle it is. It comes out really easy. All we're doing is pulling it out with it's like a bolster. You can see, I'm just chipping away at it. It just comes out, no bother. And then what we're going to do is we'll get all the excess souped up. We'll shake up all the excess stuff with a gutter vacuum before we clean the patio. But honestly, this stuff's absolutely rubbish. I would not advise anybody to use it. Complete waste of money in my opinion. It doesn't last any length of time. Very brittle, it never seems to go solid. So as I say, another wee half hour doing this, I think 20 minutes. Then we'll get it cleaned. And then we're going to do the pointing process, which I think we'll do 3 to 1 today. Sometimes I do 4 to 1. I'm going to do 3 to 1 because the patio will be slightly wet. So I don't want it to be too wet with the mixtures, no adherent to the concrete underneath the patio. So that's the plan anyway. We'll see how we go with it, but I'll get the camera set up and let you see what we're doing from here on in. Got some good news regarding the gutter vacuum. So inside you've got four wires that connect to a pin. It's like a 4-way pin, and one of the black wires is slightly shorter than all the other ones. And I noticed it on my other machine when it broke. That this machine, when you started the engine, when you had the cover off it, the engine slightly spun, so it slightly kicks in and spins, and it used to yank that black wire off the pin. So I thought it could have been that. So we've just took it apart there while we've been letting the hypo dwell, and right enough the wee wire had come off the pin. So it's worth looking out for if any of you have got a Panther gutter vac. That it might not be anything catastrophic. It can be something as really simple as you just need to remove 8 screws from the machine, take the casing off, and you'll see there's a wee 4-way splitter, and there's two black wires and a red and a blue wire. And normally with the shortest black wires popped off the pin, and I've experienced that a couple of times now. So it's sorted. So we're going to get all the grooves hoovered out, got all the water out of them, and we're going to let it dry out a bit before we attempt to put any sand and cement in. Aye, so that's us cleaned it. So we're just going to get round with the gutter vacuum now and suck out all the kind of debris and water that's in the grooves. Then we'll leave it to dry out for about an hour. Then what you're left with is just the concrete from the base. We'll let it dry out a bit before we put anything in it. A few things have went wrong today. It's really annoying. See doing exterior cleaning, anybody in the industry will tell you things break and go wrong all the time. So I had obviously my gutter vacuum stopped working, managed to fix that. Then we goes to rinse down the patio. My pressure washer's not. I've got the pressure, so for talking sake, I've got the pressure up to 200 bar, right, to test it. So I turned the pressure up to 200 bar as there was no pressure coming through. The pressure gauge was sitting at 0, even though I had it up full. There was hardly any water coming out. So I had to disconnect all my hoses, check inside the pump and stuff, check there was oil in the pump, everything like that. And then what was happening was, when I had the pressure up full, I managed to get the bar to go up to 110 bar, even though it should be up at 200 bar. So I had to disconnect the machine, release all the pressures, mess about with the pressure gauge and stuff. Eventually it just started working. I think there was a blockage in the pump where some soot had got through the filter. And it's things like this you're up against all the time in exterior cleaning. Like, things break constantly, man. Even if you spend £2,500 on a machine, it doesn't guarantee that it's not going to fucking break all the time. And as I say, it's just things like that really annoy you about this job. Trying to stay positive when it comes to things like that, but it can be really annoying because it sets you back. Then you're chasing your tail. And don't get me wrong, I know what I need to do. I need to buy a backup machine, which I should have done, but I spent a lot of money on that one. My Hyundai machine, the engine seized on it. So I really need to buy another machine so that if something goes wrong I can get that into the shop and get it fixed. Because if that machine breaks, I can't work. That's the truth. Like, anything goes wrong with that machine, I'm out of work. So I need to really consider getting something else, just in case, even a 15-minute a litre machine to fall back on if anything goes wrong with that. So that's us. We'll get this pointed. I'll show you how I mix it up and how I put it in. Morning everyone, and welcome to another video. Well, it's a second parter. I don't know who you'll see in this. Obviously at the start of this video we cleaned, and this is a return customer that we've done the last couple of years. So we cleaned all our patio about 3 weeks ago, and we were going to repoint it with sand and cement. So it's took about 3 weeks for the weather to be okay, so I've had to kind of put my morning off a bit. It's now kind of midday, 12 o'clock, and the patios, we've got the kind of sun and it's dried out and it's over 5 degrees, so we're going to be able to do it today. So I'm on my own. I'm going to do it all by hand using the sand and cement method, which I feel is the best way to do it. So I'll let you see, so as you can see it's all dried out. We've got rid of all the old stuff that was in it. There's a couple of bits of wet stuff over here, but I'm hoping this will dry out by the time we get here. But in the grooves are completely dry, it's not wet, which is great. So I'm going to get the gutter vacuum out and get all these areas vacuumed out, just any excess sand or anything that's been left. And we'll get this done by hand. I'll show you how I mix it up and stuff for anybody who wants to learn how to do it the proper way. The professional way, which again is the best way to do this because it lasts years compared to these jointing compounds, which are, if I'm being honest, are a rip-off, and you're no guaranteeing your work for your customer. Again, so customers normally go with your advice. Customers don't know about jointing compounds, so if you're advising them to put a jointing compound in their patio, within 6 months to a year it's all going to be failing and breaking away, and they're going to need to get it done every year, and it's no cheap, this stuff. It's quite expensive. Guys, so that's everything vacuumed out, so I'm now just going to show you what I use and what you need to do it right. So you need a bucket, you need a bag of cement, and then you need a few bags of builder's sand. I prefer to use builder's sand, other people use sharp sand. It's entirely, so obviously cut your bag open. You need some tools as well. You need these little tools here, one of these scribing tools to get the desired pattern in the tile, and just some sort of, so this is all hand mixed using builder's sand. You don't add water to it, you don't add anything else to it. Sorry, it's really warm today. So all we're doing is mixing 3 parts sand to 1 part cement, so it's a 3-to-1 mixture. That's the desired area, the desired amount that you need to get it solid enough. So I'll just get this set up and I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. So that's me get everything vacuumed out. See, it's dry and the sun's out, it's going to be beautiful. So I'll show you what you need, right? So you better get one of these to put your knees on, because I've done it without one of these before and it's not good. You need a bag of cement, a few bags of builder's sand. Now some people use sharp sand, I prefer to use builder's sand. You need a bucket, you need one of these little tools, these scribing tools for getting the pattern, and 2 different sizes of these. So I've got a thinner one and a thicker one. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix the builder's sand, so it'll be 3 parts builder's sand to 1 part cement, and that'll get you the desired strength that you need to be putting in these joints. We're not adding any water to it at all, it's all done using the builder's sand with the water that's in the builder's sand. Guys, I hope you can see that. We're doing 3 parts sand, 1, 2, 3 parts sand, 1 part cement. Then all we're doing is mixing it by hand mixing it into a nice firm texture. Now you'll have to do this a good few times. As I say, you could be mixing it up 5 or 10 times. Some people like to do like So you're still getting a 3-to-1 mix. So some people will do 6 parts sand, 2 parts cement, or 9 parts sand, 3 parts cement. But I just don't like doing it like that because it's quite difficult to mix up. So I just always mix it by hand in smaller compounds. It should all be the one colour. You should not see any cement through it. And you should be able to roll it into a ball, see like that. A nice firm mixture where it's not going to come apart on you. If it's still wet, and you can't do that with it, then you need to put some more cement in. So that's your mixture there. So then we'll just go over, we'll start putting it in the joints. Got it mixed up, you put it in the joints, and if I could give anybody advice, it would be get your headphones on and put on something that you like. So I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts while I'm doing stuff like this, and it just breaks your time up a bit more. All we're doing, taking a mixture, placing it in, getting your tool, so whatever said tool it is that you want to use, and you want it to be coming up quite level with the top of the patio, because you don't want water standing on it. So as I say, it should all be the same height all the way along into the corners as well. You can see here. And we need to make sure we push it right all the way down to the bottom, because it will just collapse in on itself once it dries. You need to make sure you pack the joint out. Now this is hard work. It can take you a long time to do this, so it's important that you really charge for it. You need to charge a lot in labour for a job like this, because it can take a long time and it's very, very sore on the body and the knees. And then it will look like that. And then what you do is you would come along with your scribing tool once it sets a bit more, and you'll get the desired shape that you want. There you go. So that's us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the camera set up onto a time lapse, and I'm just going to get the whole thing done, as I say, because there's no point in me showing you me continuing to do this. Okie dokie. Guys, that's us done. So all in, that took me about 3.5 hours, and it's very, very, very backbreaking, but we got it done. So here's the final outcome. As I say, it'll dry out nice and grey. It's still very wet now, but it'll dry out grey. I say it's come up lovely. Customer's very happy with it, so as you can see, that's how it looks, the final product. 3 to 1 sand and cement, and that'll just dry out solid and it'll last a long time. So in my opinion, that's the way all patios should be done if you want to get the right result. But that is us for another video, and as always, if you could like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it, because it really does help me. It takes a lot of effort to try and make these videos, and so again, appreciated if you could take the time to do it. That'd be great. I'll speak to you all later. Cheers.